Welcome. It is time to illuminate the path to your true potential.
Let this be a sign, let this be a message to you that you are too pretty for this thing, this job, this relationship, this situation, this environment, this experiment, this experience, this home, this car. Now, this may be something eye-opening for some of you, because some of you may look at this as an egotistical thing. I am literally wearing a shirt that says too pretty for a job. Okay, now for a lot of you this may be literally pertaining to a job, but here's the thing. See the bigger picture in what this message is. Try not to look at it as a superficial comment or judging me because I'm egotistical and arrogant or anything like that. That's not what it is. Because listen, when God guided me to get this shirt and wear it for a prophetic message, there's going to be planes coming over where I'm at. God had me sit out here for a reason, so don't mind the planes. The planes are also a message. They've always been a message. I said to God, wow, God, that is a bold shirt, right? The old Jessica would not even think about buying this shirt, let alone wearing it out in public, let alone wearing it for a video. So this should say something. When God guided me to get this shirt, to wear it for this prophetic message and have this as the title, he was reminding me of how far I've come. Because for so many years, I thought I was ugly. I thought I wasn't good enough. For those of you who may not know, you probably don't know, I didn't have my first boyfriend till college, okay? So because of that, and I liked guys, I wrote little notes and things like that, and they're like, oh, you're too smart, you're too nice, you're too quiet, right? And I said, wow, I must be the ugliest person on the planet. I must have some issues. I don't look the part, right? And for so many years, I did not value my intelligence. I did not value my myself, my gifts and my talents. The fact that I was so gifted at learning so many things quickly and not only doing well, but excelling at them, right? I was thinking that because I wasn't pretty, I wasn't lovable, I wasn't wanted. And now it's different because I see myself for who I am. And now I feel like I'm a very attractive person. I'm a beautiful individual, but I'm also beautiful on the inside, okay? And nowadays, I am not so self-conscious about my weight. I'm a short person. I'm only 5'4". I have short legs, like a longer torso, whatever. And, I have like this, I guess maybe a pear shape, or because I'm of Hispanic origin, but, I'm like, I don't look like a Victoria's Secret model. And I don't look like a giraffe, meaning long neck, long legs, right? This is going to be some of you, because this is why the giraffe is coming in to give you a message, a very, very profound message about you being too pretty for something, all right? But we got to look at this from a more divine, deeper perspective of what this phrase means, what the title of this video means. So I was like, I don't have the height. I don't have long legs. I don't have this longer neck. I'm not that skinny, whatever. I'm not this, I'm not that. And I was like, I gotta stop doing that to myself. And for a lot of you, this is what this is. And with the title of this video about being too pretty for this job or being too pretty for this, look at the definition of pretty, okay? It is something along the lines of an attractiveness with pleasantry and grace, okay? Giraffes are graceful. They're pretty to look at. They are the tallest animals, terrestrial animals on this earth. And now they're the only ones with the necks as long as they are, right? And what's interesting, fun fact, guys, is that even though the giraffe has a very long neck, it has 7 vertebrae just like humans do. Do you see any human whose neck is that exceptionally tall, or that we are that exceptionally tall? No. And 7 is the most divine number, right? God created the earth in 7 days. There's 7 days in a week, whatever. But the too pretty thing, do you think the giraffe goes around thinking, wow, I'm the tallest terrestrial animal. I have this really, really long neck. And sometimes that neck could look as a hindrance, but God didn't give that neck to that giraffe for no reason. All right. God gives us these things so that we can utilize them to the best of our abilities. Giraffes are symbolic of standing tall and standing out and being proud of that. You don't see giraffes going around, and yes, they're animals. Don't get hung up on, well, they're not humans. You gotta listen to this. Giraffes don't go around like hiding themselves. If they're out in this freaking savannah, Savannah, Georgia, they're out in the open. They're not hiding. They're proud of themselves. And they have like this beautiful spotted coat, right? And they do things very differently. But do you see them going around like hiding behind trees? Are they in the caves all the time? Absolutely not. This is a huge message for the giraffe, for you guys to understand the giraffe can go around thinking, I'm too pretty for this. Meaning, I am attractive in a graceful, pleasant, like likable way, right? The definition of pretty can also tie into exhibiting good health, excellent health, right? If you're looking at something, yeah, there's this always beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but let's look at this from a bigger perspective. Let's look at a lawn, right? Grass is growing, weeds are there. You have these flowers that are dead. There's all this muck, there's dirt, right? It doesn't look pleasant to the eye. Most people will go around looking at that property like, that's not really pretty looking. That looks kind of ugly. It doesn't look pleasing to the eye, And if you look at that with something being pretty versus being ugly, there's a reason why I'm utilizing somebody's front yard, or maybe this is your front yard, I don't know, or something about the upkeep of a house or landscaping for a reason, okay? It's of the earth. You can look at that and say, that land, that front property, there's a love bug there. That's a message for some of you with love bugs, look it up. They didn't keep it up. It's not healthy, right? It's oversaturated with water. They haven't pruned things. They haven't taken care of the land, right? So it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look pleasing. You don't want to sit in an area or like sit out in the front porch with your front lawn looking like that, right? This is for somebody, which is why this vision is coming up about somebody's front property or some land or something that just doesn't look right. Now, here's the thing. We can change that, right? We can make that front lawn, that landscaping, that land, that territory beautiful. We can make it pretty. We don't have to do anything extravagant, but part of that ties into doing the work. You got to change it up. You got to take the weeds out. You got to like replant the sod or like get some better grass or something and go get some nice pots with flowers in them. But upkeep is important, because if you don't upkeep your physical body, you don't upkeep yourself, you don't take care of yourself, the self-love, the self-care. I am wearing pink. Pink is self-love, is self-care. Archangel Jophiel is coming in strongly through this. Then you're not going to look pretty. You're not going to look healthy. You're not going to look aesthetically pleasing. But this is not to say, oh, well, that is egotistical. God should love me the way I am, and I don't have to be pretty for anybody. That's not what I'm saying. Really go within and have a conversation with God and look at this from a bigger picture, the big picture, like the giraffe does. Giraffes are symbolic of the bigger picture. Looking above things, having a higher vantage point. Listen to what is really speaking to your heart space with this message. Okay? When you look the part, when you look healthy, when you look vibrant, you're exuding this incredible light, this luminosity that is blinding to people, right? Because you're taking care of yourself, because, you're getting up in the day and saying, you know what? I may be like 190 pounds, but, like for a female, or maybe you're a male and you're like well over like 270 or 260. I don't know what it is, because we're not getting into weight, but hear me out. I'm still gonna make myself look good, look decent. How you look does have an effect on your mood on the inside, okay? And now, when you can have a little bit of confidence, it's good to have confidence saying, I look too pretty today. I look really good today. That is not a bad thing. God wants you to be in that space. God wants you to look pretty. He wants you to be like the giraffe. I may look different from everybody else, but I am the prettiest animal on the planet, right? Because every animal, every creature, everything is beautiful in its own right. Now, you could even say, like, I know some people, I'm hearing iguanas, right? People don't like reptiles or iguanas. Oh my God, those are ugly animals. Oh, ooh, I don't like those things. I don't like snakes. What God created is pretty in its own right. Look at this love bug. Oh, look, guys. Where did he go? Where'd it go? Where'd you guys go? Or they're on my phone. That's a huge message, okay? Love bugs talk about partnership, right? The love of your life. Did you know that love bugs connect to each other for long periods of time? And you see how like their butts are touching and they're flying around like that. They're flying together. They're flying. It was like 11:11 when I said that. Now they moved away. They're flying around me now for a reason. They weren't here when I sat here meditating before this prophetic message. If you want to attract a partner, your physical appearance, I'm gonna have to say, does have something to deal with it. This does not mean you have to be a Victoria's Secret model, or you have to be a certain height or a certain weight, or your face has to look like really pretty or something. That's not it. You can turn yourself into an amazing looking person, whether you're a man or a woman, does not matter, because men who are watching this, I will tell you this. I have told my partner, who is male, that he is pretty. And he looks at me like, what? Usually that's reserved for women. I tell him how he has the prettiest eyes ever, and he does. But there is a sense of prettiness even to men. Why? Because that ties into a femininity. There's something about like he has the most gorgeous blue eyes on the face of the planet. And I look at him and I was just like, it comes out of nowhere. You have this pretty face. It's graceful looking. He has like this symmetry there. It's just beautiful to look at. It's pleasant to look at, right? And usually men will be like, oh, I'm not pretty, whatever. That's looking at the feminine side of you, right? And this is not to say where like, oh, well, somebody should where I don't have to look like this for somebody to love me. I get that. I get it. But here's the thing. The definition of pretty also leads into, look at it from a higher perspective. Let's not look at it from a physical perspective, from a 3D perspective. Let's look at it from a 5D perspective, a divine perspective. Pretty also equates to, like I said, health, okay? The upkeep. Taking very good care of yourself. It's also confidence. It's also self-assuredness. It's also belief in oneself, okay? That's what makes something pretty. And if you go back to the giraffe goes out there. It is a very graceful animal, and it runs at 35 miles per hour. It is called a fast walker. I'm hearing it can move vastly across the land, right? Did you know that the term giraffe is a derivation of the Arabic word zarafa? Okay, zarafa in Arabic means fast walker. Now, you could look at that as, even though that animal is so tall and it has these long legs, it is fast. It moves at great speed, okay? Now, this could be a message for some of you. I am getting some now messages coming in. Some of you are runners, you're marathon runners or something like that. Maybe you run a marathon, or you want to go back to running a marathon, or you want to, for great causes like charities and things. I am hearing the Boston Marathon, but we won't get into that. That might be significant for somebody. Maybe you were in that and you're watching this. If so, and you're a survivor or something, my heart goes out to you, because I saw a movie about that with with Marky Mark in it, right? Mark Wahlberg. And I had no idea that all that stuff happened. Anyway, that's for somebody specific. Boston, maybe something specific for somebody. With the fast walker, right? You may be like, oh, I'm too tall, or I'm too short, I'm too this, right? To be walking a marathon. Or, you know, now you do have to be healthy to run a marathon. Like, if you want to feel healthier, go out there and exercise. Maybe there's something about go fast walking, right? If you don't like running the treadmill or running marathons or like running period, fast walk, okay? Boost your metabolism that way. Do something different. It's something about like exercise, right? Fast walking, doing something where, you know, you kind of speed up the energy a little bit. You move. There's movement here. It's going to boost your health. I'm always all about health in my messages, guys. And this is a really big health message. And going back to attracting a partner with the love bugs, listen, I'll be honest, I don't want to be in a relationship where someone's all humdrum and they look very sloppy and they don't take care of themselves. That leads to depression. It leads to not being confident in oneself. It's like mopey, woe is me, I'm a victim, nobody likes me, I can't get this job, I can't fulfill my dreams, I can't get a girlfriend, I can't get a boyfriend, you know, I can't get a wife, I can't get a husband, blah, blah, blah. Stop talking to yourself like that. If this is you, you've been led here because you got to wake up and understand that there's something you got to do about yourself. And you just like saying, oh, I don't like what I see in the mirror. Oh my God. Like my cardinal message about looking at yourself in the mirror, right? Cardinals, they fight their own reflection. What are you fighting against? Like, what is it about yourself that you're just not liking? Okay. But this is not a judgment. This is not to say, look, guys, there they are. There are my love bugs. Look how beautiful. Look at this. I love you guys. Oh my God, this is so cute. See, the love bugs are coming in, even though this is a message about the giraffe. Now I'm getting two animals, the two things of nature here. Okay? You want true love. You want a partner who's going to fly with you. Like, I don't know why I'm hearing touching butts. Don't get sexual about it. I'm a funny person, okay? Maybe some of you, this is a message for some of you. If you have a partner right now and like you don't want to look at them, and they may be good looking, but they're not good looking to you anymore because they turn away from you in bed, or they're depressed, or they're not taking care of themselves, or they're always complaining, or they're like, they come home every day and like, man, this sucks. This is always bad. Something is always bad happening to me. I'm in this amount of drama with family and coworkers and siblings and whatever. And it's just like, that's weird. My sister's calling me, but I have it on Do Not Disturb. Anyway, I'll get to her later. This is like, that might be something for somebody here. A sister. Maybe a sister's putting you down, or maybe a sister or a sibling or someone is like, you're not good enough, right? And again, with the partners in the bed, when I talk about like butts touching, your butts could be touching while you're sleeping because you're facing the other way. You're not spooning each other. You're not facing each other while you sleep. This is for some people. If it's not for you, this is not for you. You just got to be patient because some people need to hear this part of the message. And you're like, I just can't look at that person anymore. This is not the person that I married. I just don't, they're not attractive to me anymore. And it could be where someone, and this is a hardcore truth, where you've wasted away. You have given yourself and your time, your energy, your happiness to so many people, and you just look disheveled. You've gained a lot of weight. You were just like, oh, well, I'm married now, or I'm in this relationship now, and I have to let myself go, and I can't take care of myself, and I can't wear nice clothes anymore because this person's supposed to love me the way that I am. Yes. But if you were the way that you are now, this is going to be triggering for somebody, but Archangel Michael wants me to say it. If you're in a relationship right now, and it feels like it's just falling apart, and you just don't feel attracted, you just don't feel like, where's the sex appeal? where's the passion in that, right? Because God wants us to have that passion. Yes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and we are supposed to look at the inside of the person. But if there's something about the outside of you or somebody that you're with or whatever, and if you're in a relationship and you were both different, or you were different, or they were different before, they were healthier, maybe they weighed a little less, or they dressed really nice, they like to wear heels going out if you're a female, and a nice dress, nice makeup, put their hair nice, get their hair done. You're a guy wearing nice dress shoes, nice slacks, khakis, like, I don't know, some linen pants, I don't know, whatever, button down shirt, going out to eat. And you guys used to do this, okay? And this is the beginning stages when you were dating. You guys were attracted to each other for a reason. Do not get it twisted, where the truth is we are attracted to certain people about certain things on the outside. God wants this truth to be revealed because some of you are being too humble. There is such a thing as being too humble. Excessive humility is not a good thing, because you're denying yourself of your desires. You're denying yourself of your truth. You're denying yourself of what really makes you, attracts you, or what really makes you attractive, or what really livens you up, what gets that spark lit up, what gets you going, what gets you excited about the day, right? I mean, honestly, I would not want a partner who's so, not slow. I'm going to be honest. I really have a hard time with people who don't have some sort of intelligence. I love a good conversation. Okay? I love intellect. I love people who can figure out very complicated problems in life, in Tetris, in puzzles, in their work. Okay? I love talking about big picture things, about very otherworldly things of a higher perspective, things of divine meaning. All right? But I was saying is that for me, I realized that, I do have to love the person for the inside first, but we all know you can be badass looking on the outside and have a heart full of shit. You can have a closed heart. You can have like an unforgiving, you could be heartless. And now I'm not judging those people, because those people who are like that, they are going through some things that they need to heal, that they need to clear. And I feel for those people, because sometimes those people were like, I'm not going to love anybody. I'm not lovable. I'm going to shut everybody out, and I'm not going to take care of myself. Who gives a shit? Because I don't want to let anybody in, so I don't care. I'm not going to take care of myself, right? That could be you. And you could be in a relationship where it's like you're facing the opposite way while you're sleeping in the same bed together, or you're facing the opposite way while you're sitting in a room, or I don't know what. And it's like you may not be attracted to that person anymore, or maybe that person may not be attracted to you anymore. Listen, I deliver truth here because a lot of people don't want to talk about this. And it's kind of thinking where maybe some of you really need to hear this for a reason, to understand something about what's going on in your situation. Now, going back to the giraffe, right? You have these quirks about you. You may look very different. And maybe you have to own that and not try to be like everybody else, not try to keep up with the Joneses, or trying to be too pretty. I have to be too pretty to have a YouTube channel. I have to be too pretty to be a model, or to have this job, or to have this career, or to have this love, right? That's the other extreme of this. You don't have to be like that. Too pretty means your definition of what too pretty is. Some of you do need to look the part. Now, there could be somebody, here's the other side of this, where they may feel like you're conceited. Or she's out of my league, or he's out of my league, or she's too pretty for me. He's too pretty for me. Stop thinking like that. Stop thinking like that. Some of you may be afraid to date someone who's good looking because they're attractive to so many people and you think they're going to be taken away by someone who you think is better looking than you. That is a hard truth. That is a big message for somebody. Okay? And there was 24:44 on the clock when I was saying on the timer. Some of you may be like, oh, I'm not even going to ask that girl out. I'm not going to even talk to that guy because they look way better than me. Who said that? You might be too pretty for them and you don't even know it. Yet you have to stand out. You're standing out for a reason. And if you want to stand out, but you're looking like everyone else, most people who are just lacking confidence, lacking self-assuredness, lacking a spark, like lacking health, things that are lacking those things aren't really going to attract the prettier things, the higher vibrational things, the more things that are godly, so to speak. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean that those things aren't of God or whatever. It's just that the law of attraction is significant here. You want someone to love you unconditionally. You want someone to like think you're the hottest thing when you're wearing sweats, or think you're the hottest thing when you come from work and you've been working on cars all day, or you've been at the gym and you're sweaty and whatever, and they still want to jump on your face type of thing. You want to my sister called again. I'm gonna have to see what's going on, but again, there's something with a sibling or something. Somebody may be saying you're too pretty for that, or you're not enough, you're not pretty enough. Go to God. Ask yourself what this is. Oh my gosh, what is going on? All right, I need to get to center because now my phone's blowing up with family calling me. Now my mother's calling me. God doesn't want me to get distracted. This could be a distraction here. God wants to know. He wants you to go to him and ask yourself, how is this message resonating with you? What is it about this message that you really need to see with your spiritual eyes, that you need to hear with your spiritual ears? Take your ego out of it. Take your fear out of this. Take your doubt out of this. Take your lack of self-confidence out of this and really listen. What is God trying to say to you through me with this message? Because I'm getting so many messages. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to listen with open heart and open mind? Are you going to tell yourself, nope, that's not really me. That's not my truth. Nope, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If you want your life to change, if you want something to really level up in your life, you got to level up yourself first. And I know for me, I'll be honest, I gained a little bit of weight, like maybe several months after I started dating my partner and we were in this relationship, and my life changed, right? And then I realized, I have to be careful before I waste away, before I get unhealthy, before I start feeling bad about myself, because I've already been there, done that. I'm not doing that again. And so I make sure that every now and again I put on makeup. If we go out to dinner, I love to dress nicely. I'll wear my dress or a nice pair of slacks and a nice top or something. Do the hair, do the makeup. I don't have my heels right now because we're still living in a hotel and most of the rest of our stuff is in storage. But I still wear something nice. I have nice sandals. I do what I can with what I have right now. And usually when I have all my other things like my heels and my dresses and things like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to look the part. It makes me feel great. And even when I'm not wearing those things, like I'm wearing this t-shirt, right, too pretty for a job, and some nice linen shorts or whatever, and some sneakers, I still put on my makeup and I still did my hair today, and I put on these nice earrings and all these things. I have my jewelry on, right? I look pretty casual, but I still look freaking good. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. And if you're the type of person who wakes up in the morning and it's just like you look in the mirror like, really? I'm not happy. And then you're slugging around, and then that energy is so low, you're going to attract low vibrational things. That's just the reality of it. The law of attraction is a serious thing. right? And this is not to say that you have to attract all these people, whatever. This is about yourself and owning up to your uniqueness, owning up to your radiance, your confidence, right? Your grace, and saying, I'm a child of God. God loves it when his children are like loving themselves and they're taking care of themselves. Why would God give you that body, right? For you to not take care of it. When you don't take care of yourself, you're not taking care of your relationship with God. It's almost kind of like slapping God in the face, right? When we get older, society and the world around us can consume us so much to the degree where we start being self-conscious. We try to keep up with the Joneses, right? Or I gotta wear these shoes and this handbag and this dress, or drive this car, or have this house to look pretty, to be the prettiest house on the block, to whatever it is, to to be somebody, to be looked at, to be known for something, to be attractive. Do it in the way in which God calls you to do it in, with regards to how this message is what this message is conveying to you. Now, I am getting another message where some of you may be looked at as like, maybe you have long legs and a long neck, and people are telling you to go model or to do this or to do that, and you're like, no, I'm not pretty enough, or they're saying you're too pretty for this job. Why are you working at McDonald's? Why are you working at this whatever? Why are you eating that stuff? Like, you're too pretty for this. And I'm not knocking on people who work at McDonald's or work at these jobs. That's not what I'm saying. Okay? This is for the person who's getting told by so many people, why are you here? You're too pretty. You're too nice. You're too smart, right? You have this confidence. You have this light about you. It's too dark here. Why are you here? Why don't you become a model? Why don't you become a basketball player, right? It could be the tallness, okay, that could be for some people. Why don't you go play football? Why don't you go do this? Why don't you go cook? Why don't you, build your own restaurant or create your own restaurant? Why don't you go create your own business, whatever? And you may be thinking, no, I'm just not good enough. I don't have the face. I don't have the this. I don't have the that. No, stop telling that to yourself. And if people are saying, hey, man, you're really good at this. That artwork is really pretty. That artwork is beautiful. That woodwork is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's this, it's that. You should do something with it. You should have your own woodworking business. You should have your own ceramic pottery business. You should have your own art gallery. This could be so many things, not just pretty from the physical perspective. This is why what the giraffe is trying to tell you, look at this from a higher vantage point. Look at this from a bigger picture. Right? Stop looking at what says on my shirt as verbatim, okay? Now my legs are sweating. Wow. You could be too pretty for something. And with my partner, you know how many people say, dude, man, what are you doing here, working here, when you can cook all this stuff? My partner is an incredible chef on the side. Like, he doesn't do it as a profession right now, but God bless him with some incredible talent. And this man has so many gifts. It's unbelievable. He's a freaking alien. And a lot of people tell him, what are you doing here? You should go get a food truck. You should build your own restaurant. You should do 3333. Jesus is speaking here too. Divine Ascended Masters are here. They tell my partner, what are you doing here? You're too pretty for this. I've actually had, my partner has told me how people, men and women have talked about how amazing his eyes are. They're like, wow, man, like, I've never seen eyes like that. So his eyes are too pretty, right? There's a fighter jet. There's a lot of fighter jets coming through. Wow, man. That's a bunch of them. Anyway, again, with the fighter jets, it's like things are going to take off when you start realizing that you are pretty, that you are good enough. You got to have the confidence, okay? Things will take off when you have more, you see yourself of value. You stand tall in that. You own up. You own your uniqueness. You own your gifts and your talents, your own physical appearance, okay? Especially for those of you who want to start a business, you want to model, you want to be a basketball player, you want to be a chef, you want to be a firefighter, whatever this is, you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to go on TikTok, whatever. Put it out there. This could also be about your craft, your products, your services, your God-given gifts, okay? And you're saying, they're not pretty enough. They're not attractive enough. It's not going to attract people. People aren't going to buy it, right? It could be something about counseling and mentoring. You're like, well, people aren't going to buy that. People aren't this, it's too real. It's too authentic. It's too me, whatever. Stop criticizing yourself and get on it, okay? Now, it will take off, meaning you will take off and you will level up in your ascension journey when you start to realize about yourself. Now, when it comes to building a business or YouTube channel, whatever, and you're thinking that, oh, it's gonna take off, in your first video, second video, whatever, if it doesn't, don't stop there. Keep believing in yourself and what you are doing, especially, and I'm in this boat, when people don't seem to be watching your stuff or buying your services or making comments on your posts or whatever that is. Do not think that it's not good enough, or maybe you are not this enough, or that is not enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not attractive. This thing that you're doing is not attractive enough. Stop with that. Now, this could also be for some others of you. Some people may be thinking you are too this. Oh, that person's too pretty, or that person's too intelligent, or that person's too blunt, or that person's too truthful, right? I'm not watching it. I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to support that person, whatever. Be careful with that. Now, if that you're on the receiving end, then it's coming from jealousy. Let that slide, okay? Because people are going to get triggered. People are not going to like the fact that your light is so vibrant, that you're that confident, that you believe in yourself so much, that you believe in your craft, you believe in your channel, you believe in your work, okay? People are going to like the fact that you have so much freedom, that you have so much vitality, that you have so much vibrancy, that like you're 46 years old and you look like you're 21, right? People aren't going to like it, but tough shit. Let them think that way. That means that they're not liking themselves, because they can be in the same situation, right? They can do what is necessary to level themselves up, to be healthier, to be more vibrant, to be more confident, to be more intelligent. And you don't have to be like a genius here, okay? Just trust. God's given brilliance to everybody because God's intelligent himself. We are made in his image, okay? God is a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful entity. And you got to think that about yourself too, in whatever capacity, okay? Now, I am getting, for some of you, people may be judging you. Oh, what are these fighter jets doing? Oh shit, guys, look. I don't know if I'm going to capture this. There's 3. That's freaking cool right there. Another one. Look, they're coming around. Holy shit, man. That was way lower than he was before. What are they doing? Are they circling around me? What's going on? What exercise is this? Oh my God, I've been out here, I come out here to record and stuff. I've never seen anything like this. They're all turning around. They're flying literally over me. I don't know what this is, guys, but this is live, right? I mean, this is real shit. Anyway, listen. Again, with these jets, it's like you gotta rise above it, okay? You have to really believe in yourself. Things are gonna take off for you. Your love life, your health, your projects, your business, whatever this is, It'll start taking off when you start taking off, when you start doing what is necessary, full throttle, put the balls to the wall, whatever. Oh my God, guys, they're circling around. This is the craziest thing ever. Listen, my hotel room watches these guys all the time. I don't know what this is. They keep coming around. What is going on? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. You gotta take off in your own life, which means you gotta do something about it. If you want other things that you're wanting to attract to take off in your life. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what this means. I do not know what this means. This is freaking bizarre. But it's awesome in its own right. Here comes another. They're circling around. And they're literally flying over where I'm sitting at. I don't know if I'm giving them some healing or something, because I tend to do that when I just sit in areas and I walk around places, and God told me to sit here out in the open instead of underneath the trees and stuff that I was at the last time when I did my cardinal message. Anyway, look, listen to me. The angels, and here come the love bugs again, and God, your spirit guides, your spirit animals, whatever. If you're thinking, now you may be thinking, I'm too good for this person. If that person isn't matching your goodness, isn't matching your beauty, your prettiness, your gracefulness, your delightfulness, your patience, your calmness, because pretty energy does tie into calmness. If that person doesn't match that in some capacity, you're probably watching this because you're starting to realize, some of you are in a marriage like this, okay? In a relationship, some relationship, business partnership, whatever, they're not on your level, then this is your sign. This is time for you to cut it off. Let them go. Walk away from the relationship. The divorce may be in your head for some time, okay? The marriage is not what you thought it would be. You're going separate ways, like Journey. Listen to that song, and you're saying to yourself, I'm too good for this, or I'm still loving myself, I'm still honoring myself, and maybe this is about you honoring your decisions and honoring yourself, that you can do better. But this is not to say that whoever you're with, or whatever this is, the business partner, the husband, the wife, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, they're not worth it, because I know people say they're not worthy of you, and that could be the case. But don't get into a place of egoism and arrogance. It's just saying that that person is not aligning with you because they're the ones who are not leveling up. They're the ones who are not taking care of themselves. They're the ones who are not believing in themselves and having confidence, because if one of you doesn't have confidence and the other one does, it's not really going to work out that well. If someone doesn't honor you for who you are, someone who is oh my God, that person gained a lot of weight, and it's I don't feel attracted to you anymore, or you look disheveled or whatever. Listen, if that person is not going to love you for who you are, then yeah, they're not for you. But somebody may be honest with you. Either they did this before, they're going to do it now and say, you know what? I have to be honest. This could be for some of you who need to have a heart-to-heart talk with someone and say, I was attracted to you for a reason when we started dating. I just don't like seeing you like this, because here's the thing. It's not just about the appearance. The appearance is a reflection of your inner self. And that means if you continue to not take care of yourself, it's going to lead to depression. It's going to lead to low self-confidence, and that will domino effect into other negative, unsightly, ugly things. It could even turn you into some sort of monster, or someone who is so low that you're going to attract the lowest of the low. That's how it works. And God doesn't want that for anybody. So this is my message to you. This is God and the angels and the love bugs and the giraffe speaking from me to you, okay? So they want to leave with a fun fact here. I don't know why they want me to say this. Giraffes have a tendency, the female giraffes, when they give birth, they're standing up and the baby falls 5 feet to the ground, and then the baby stands up within about an hour. That might, look at that from a higher perspective, okay? Look at that from a higher perspective, because that was given to you for a reason. And some of you are too pretty for your job, meaning you're too smart, you're too graceful, you're too kind, you're too generous, you are too truthful, okay? If that's the case, or the relationship, or whatever this is your word to walk away from it. And if when you walk away and that person's like, okay, bye, whatever, let that be. But if someone really wants to fight for you, someone really wants to look at themselves and say, wow, I got to change my health habits. Wow, I really got to take better care of myself inside and out. Then that person's going to get the wake-up call, and then that is when they're going to match you. And things will really start to take off. Things will really start to change for the better. And maybe you two, or whatever this is, a partnership, a group of friends, you guys will start to create amazing, magical things. And watch how life changes. And the miracles will be attracted to you. Because I'm going to say it, miracles aren't attracted to those who are lacking confidence, who are angry all the time, who are bitter all the time, who look at themselves as lowly, who look at themselves as they're not good enough, who are afraid that someone else is going to take your man, take your woman, whatever that is, who people who look at themselves like, my craft isn't good enough, my cooking isn't good enough, my business isn't good enough, my service is, whatever this is, my YouTube channel, you know what this is for you, so just own it. Stop doubting and stop turning a blind eye toward it, because you know what this is for you. Like attracts like. God is going to bless those and elevate those and send these miracles and these wonderful things to those who are in alignment with that. If God is the most high, if God is the highest vibration there is, if God has the greatest light that there is, you gotta match that, and your energy has to be aligned with that, which means you gotta vibrate higher. You gotta illuminate yourself, and you have to have this luminosity of light that matches that of God. This is not to say you are becoming God. You are being of God, because you were made in God's likeness. If you want these amazing things, these beautiful, pretty things, okay, your energy, your appearance, how you view yourself has to match the likeness of God, has to match what God is vibrating at. And with that, I will close this out, okay? Be watchful of the community posts that I am putting. They're giving you guidance for every day of the week. Go watch my 30 Days of Light series. That's really going to help you to really align with this message, to help you increase the luminosity of your light, to help increase your confidence, increase your potential, and knowing who you really are, a divine child of God, and letting go of those things, those people, whatever it is that is not in alignment with that, where you are headed, okay? I pray that this message reaches those who really need to hear it, and that it resonated with you, but it illuminated your well-being. I am sending the highest vibration that is possible. I am sending you illuminated light, this radiance, this vibrancy, this vitality to you in this moment. If you are getting goosebumps, if you're feeling lighter, it's working. Open up to this energy and take this energy with you and send it out to the world. Let this be part of you now as you move forth, going forward, and knowing that God is in you. He is with you. He wants better for you. And if you want better for yourself, you're going to have to let go of those things that do not serve you, which includes letting go of the things about yourself that is a lie, that is false, that is not of God. Okay? Peace be with you, and I will deliver another message to you when God sees fit. I love you with the love of Christ. Bye.